All right, cool. Flatline MMA podcast episode number 11. You get the Flatline boys. I'm Dom. That's Kev. Let's just get it started here. You guys know by now, the show is brought to you by CBD Medic. Click the link below to get 10% off. Use the code Flatline10 for all your CBD needs. Gronk uses it. Go buy some, and you should use it. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about this weekend's upcoming card, which is UFCDC, being headlined by Alistair Overeem and Jarinso Rosenstreich. I definitely didn't do that one right. We'll call him Jar for the episode to do that. So actually, really decently sneaky card. So just kind of want to get into that. So for all you guys new to the show, hit that subscribe button. We're putting out content daily. We're upping the content. We're putting up a ton of Instagram posts, ton of Facebook posts. Obviously, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We're putting out content daily, so follow us. All right, buddy, let's just get right into it. We get UFC DC. Actually, a sneakily good card. The main card kicks off with one of our favorites, all right, Savage, Boston guy, Robbie Font taking on Ricky Simon. So what do you think about this matchup? Obviously, I haven't seen Rob Font in a little bit. Obviously, super excited to see a hometown guy, a guy from Boston, one of Calvin Kattar's training partners. They're best friends. So, I've just kind of been seeing them all across social media, them training together. Calvin Kattar's actually in D.C. with Rob. So it's awesome to see that. But what do you think about Rob's comeback fight taking on Ricky Simon?
Yeah, it's a tough fight. It's a good fight for him. Definitely excited to see him back. He's got, I forget what he did in his last fight, but I know he's got a bunch of knockouts on his record.
Yep.
He's got good stamina, so he always pushes the pace, and he's a fun fighter to watch. So it's good to have him back, and he's got a good opponent that's going to also be pushing the pace and make for an exciting fight.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think definitely tough fight for both of them, right? Ricky Simon's a tough, durable guy in that division, and I think this only ups Robbie Font's stock, right? He wins this one. I'd love to see him fight for the title. In terms of bantamweight, right, I think there's a lot of guys there that, deserve a title shot, but Rob Font, just watching him fight, the way that, he uses his skills all the way around, I think he's one of the best fighters in that division, to be completely honest. And who wouldn't love to see a hometown guy just go for a run on that title? So obviously bantamweight division, you got Henry Cejudo kind of holding that belt there. So who knows what's going to happen? I don't know if he's going to, defend his 125 belt, then come back up, or they're going to strip him of 125. He's going to stay at 135. So a ton of different options there. So hopefully, Rob can get past Ricky Simon this weekend, and that just kind of takes him one step closer, because I think he's a guy that, from watching his workout videos to kind of just seeing how good of a teammate he is, supporting Calvin Kattar, and like how good of a person he is, would love to see, him make a run for the title. And just overall, he's just a fantastic fighter. So that's going to be an exciting one. That one starts off the main card. So already starting off UFC DC with a banger. So that's going to be awesome. Just some other notable fights on there. We got Aspen Ladd taking on Yana Kutsukaya. Great fight. Aspen Ladd, obviously, she was undefeated before her last fight. She took on GDR. Controversial, 16-second knockout. So, people were saying it was an early stoppage. She was pissed, obviously. She's this rising prospect, right? Undefeated fighter. She kind of got taken out by controversy. So she's definitely coming back with a vengeance on this one. And for those of you who have seen her fight, she's an animal, dude. She's definitely one of those rising stars, I think, coming up with the Macy Barbers of the world. I think her name is definitely in the conversation with some of those rising stars. And I think, she did hit a little bit of that speed bump. I don't think that had anything to do with an up in competition or anything like that. I think it was just a simple mistake, but she's going to come back with a vengeance on this one. So what do you think about this one, buddy?
Yeah, it's another good fight. It's another, like you said, this card's kind of littered with, up and coming stars. So Aspen Ladd, Yana, it's going to be a tough one, number 5 and number 7 in the division. But I think Aspen, she's probably going to learn from that last loss, and I think she'll probably take this one. But still be a fun fight to watch, just to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I mean, for people that Haven't seen her fight. She's very well-rounded, very well-rounded. So she's definitely someone to watch. Again, rising prospect, I think, on the same tiers like Macy Barber. I think they kind of came up together. So we'll love to see where this fight goes, because I think this would be a huge win for Aspen and kind of her career path growth here. So that's another fun fight. Next, we got Stefan Struve versus Ben Rothwell. A heavyweight fight of just friggin' giants, right? Stefan Struve, he's friggin' 7 feet tall. Been in the UFC for a while. Has fought, everyone. Fun fact, he actually knocked out Stipe Miocic back when Stipe first started in the UFC. So that's amazing as it is right there, right? Going against Ben Rothwell, who's an MMA veteran, right? He's, 36-12. The guy's fought everyone. At heavyweight, that's a ton of fights to take on. So, he's beaten some great guys. Obviously, he's got some losses on his record. But, again, both of these guys pretty well-rounded. And when you see a heavyweight fight, anything can happen. Stefan Struve is literally, his nickname is the skyscraper. I don't even know how people hit him in the face. He's so friggin' big. So, Kev, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, like you said, it's two legends in the heavyweight division. They've fought, the very top contenders in that whole division. So they've been through it. They're experienced. It'll be fun to see them both go at it. Yeah, like you said, Struve's, he's such an odd matchup for anybody, because, to find a 7-foot training partner that's to the same, level of experience as Stefan Struve is going to be tough for anybody. So it could be tough for Rothwell. He's a big guy as well, but yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, no, super exciting matchup there. Like I said, I love watching heavyweight fights. Anything could happen at, snap of a finger. Don't blink when these guys are fighting. This one should be a good one. And then we got in the co-main event, we got a women's strawweight match. We have Marina Rodriguez versus Cynthia Calvillo. We got Marina, who's undefeated right now at 12-0, taking on a vet, Cynthia Calvillo. Not too many words for this one. This one's going to be a good one. Curious to see how, obviously anyone with an undefeated record, right, you go in there. I think both of these girls definitely have the same skill set. I think this is going to be surprisingly one of the fight of the nights. I think they're going to go at it. I think both these girls very well-rounded. Cynthia with that one loss on her record, right? She's great. I think that's someone that can also make a run for the title with a win. But again, we got Marina Rodriguez, who has been on a little bit of a streak. So if she wins this one, I think it's one step closer to a title shot here. So what do you think about this one, Kev?
Yeah, so it's the 9 and 10 in the division.
Yep.
It's a pretty good opportunity for both of them to showcase their skills, because it's a co-main event. It's a pretty good card. It's got a good main event. It's got good fights leading up to it. So a lot of people are going to be watching. So this fight's going to be pretty important for the two of them if they want to make their way up the rankings. So yeah, like you said, Marina, undefeated. Cynthia is tough as they come.
Yep.
And I think they're both going to understand the importance of this fight. So yeah, another good one.
Yeah, no, 100%. And, women's fights, when you got two, skilled women fighters, it gets fun, man. We've seen from experience, knockout power. I think in some girls they have it. I think this fight is more of one of the technically, skilled ones. So that you're going to see a ton of different things in terms of striking, groundwork. So this is going to be a fun one. Two, like you said, two tough as nails girls here. So there's going to be a fun one in the co-main event. And then moving forward kind of to the main event here, which this one's going to be fun. We have, again, another MMA legend, veteran, Alistair Overeem, who has fought for, again, everyone in the world, has fought for different organizations, been champion in other organizations, knocking out everyone. He gets knocked out, right? He's taken on the up-and-comer, the undefeated Jarinzo Rosenstruck. I know I said your name wrong. Sorry about that. You just followed us on Instagram. Please don't kill me for that. But this guy is just knocking people out left and right.
Highlight reel.
I think his octagon time is, 38 seconds?
Yeah. Yeah, he's just been knocked out Arlovsky, knocked out Crowder, and then he had another knockout on his record that I've seen. And they're vicious knockouts too. They're not like, the refs running over, just kind of breaking up the fight. Like, he's putting people out completely. He's dangerous. But it's the same thing with Overeem. He's got a bunch of knockouts on his record. He's got the experience. He's got the ring time in the UFC. He's 44-17 with 1 no contest.
Crazy.
It's ridiculous how long he's been fighting.
Yeah.
He's got great striking as well, too. He's got great kicks. He's got great boxing. Knocked out Junior Dos Santos.
Mm-hmm.
Put away Brock Lesnar. Body kick. Body kick.
Oh, that was unreal. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got great striking, too. He just has to be careful with Jair across the cage from him, because that guy's got some crazy power.
Yeah, and obviously huge step up in competition for Jair, right? It's like, he's pretty relatively young in his UFC career, right? So it's like two or three fights, right? And then you're going to throw him to, I wouldn't say the wolves like this, because I think Ulster definitely, he's on the older side of his career. He's been knocked out. He obviously, a couple fights ago, he probably took one of the most vicious knockouts I've ever seen from Francis Ngannou, right? But the guy just comes and he fights, right? He's fighting 2-3 times a year still, which is insane. And he's on the older side of his career, right? Like I just said, but I think you said both these guys are dangerous. We just talked about, the Rothwell-Struve fight where it's heavyweight. Don't blink. This main event, I swear to God, do not blink, because Alistair might be, on the older side of things, but he still brings it. He's still got his kickboxing is ridiculous. He's so good. Yeah, people can compare, when accusing him of being on steroids years ago and the way he looks now. But at the end of the day, he's still deadly. He still puts people away, right? Yeah, maybe his chin deteriorated a little bit, but you can't just assume that this young guy's going to come in here and just wipe the floor with Ulster Overeem. The guy's a veteran. He's a legend. He's fought everyone and their mother. Not afraid of anyone. So this one's going to be a fun one. Jair being 9-0, obviously unblemished so far. He's going to be tested in this one. I think, can Jair do it, put it away in the first? Obviously, I'd love to see that. I want to see a knockout, but I obviously want to see this guy, his other skills, right? I want to see how he does, in the clinch. If he gets taken down, how's he going to do? How is he going to be in adversity when he takes his first head kick from Ulster Overeem? You know what I mean? So, listen, I love seeing guys come up, knocking people out in the first round, but I also don't like guys being rushed too much, and then, their careers getting a massive speed bump, 2 fights into their UFC career. You know what I mean? So, but anything else on this fight, buddy?
Yeah, no, I think it's a good fight for both guys. Overeem, he had those 2 losses. He got knocked out by Ngannou, and then lost to Curtis Blades. Back to back. He's on a 2-fight win streak right now.
Yeah.
Now he gets a chance to. It's a good opportunity for both fighters, just like the co-main event where Overeem, he's been doing it for so long. He's kind of became like the gatekeeper almost.
Exactly.
Where he's fighting the up-and-comers. He's lost to Ngannou, lost to Blades. Now he has the chance to kind of reverse that whole thing and not let Jair make a name off him. But on the other hand, it's a big opportunity for Jair. It's the toughest fight that he's had to date. He got a lot of recognition with Andrei Arlovsky, but again, he's on the back half more than the back half of his career. He's been fighting since the early days of the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, it's a good opportunity for him. So it's kind of not do or die, but I think Overeem has a lot more to lose and Jair has a lot more to gain.
100%.
This fight.
Yeah, again, fun one. I think a lot at risk for both guys, right? Like you just said, we'll see if Jair's the real deal here, man. If he can, knock out, Overeem in the first, knock him out at all in this fight, it's just his stock's gonna go up, because when you take out a guy like Overeem, your name's gonna go through the roof. Just like what happened with Francis Ngannou. He knocked out Overeem and he gets a title shot at Stipe, right? He's, like you said, turning into that, gatekeeper per se. But he's been a champion in other organizations. He's one hell of a fighter. He's an absolute monster. So again, heavyweight showdown, UFC DC. Don't blink. This card is sneaky good. So you got ESPN Plus. Watch this one. Cool. Guys, this is going to be a short one today. Obviously, we haven't had UFC in a couple weeks here, so excited to watch UFC DC. Next episode, we're going to have a full UFC 245 preview, and oh my God, that card is going to be awesome. We got 3 title fights. We'll see if the belt changes hands at all. I think all 3 of those fights are going to be, fireworks. Maybe not the co-main event. I mean, maybe not the main event, but we'll see what happens there.
Yep.
But we'll get on to that next episode. But other than that, listen, guys, like I said before, subscribe to us if you haven't already. Go follow us, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We're posting content daily. And then, hey, if you need CBD, I'm not telling you to get some. Gronk's telling you to get some. And if Gronk's telling you to get some, click the link below. Use the code FLATLINE10. Go get your CBD. I know some of you. I know your knees are hurting. I know your back's hurting. I know your neck's hurting. Buy some CBD. Feel better. CBD Medic. Until next time, Flatline MMA. Peace.